On your feet! Get them going!
Hello. Sorry. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations Live. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. I know I'm not all jolly and jovial. It's because what's up with Outlies? Man, I just watched that video of that poor girl, Irina Zarutska, being murdered on the train, and it kind of bothers me in one respect. I mean, it bothers me in lots of respects, but what's bothering me is people. I know race is an issue here, and I know it's a big issue here, but I think the greater issue here is just the people suck. Humans suck. Humans, by and large, I learned this lesson when I was a teenager. Humanity is full of cowards who would not lift a finger or pay $1 to help someone, to save someone, to protect someone. There's a reason the word hero exists in our language, in all human language. It's because heroes are rare. People who will step out of their comfort zone or sacrifice anything. Greater love has no man than this, that he would give his life to save his friend. Most humans suck, man. And then this argument, this stupid camera is driving me bad. Why does it keep it's focused? Anyways. What's up, watcher of the damn? What's up, sweetheart? Hugs, Mike. I'm so sorry. It's hard to deal with these things. I have a daughter, and she reminds me of all our children. Any innocent being hurt is terrible. Yeah. And like people making it a race still. Like, oh, look at the other people in the train are black. Look, I get this dude has probably been indoctrinated by the entire left-wing educational. Whites are oppressors, blacks are the oppressed, and you got to get up and fight back. Blah, blah. Oh yeah, that's you're really gonna do it by freaking stabbing an 86-pound white girl on the train. Good job, left-wing education system. Great, awesome, fantastic. It is heartbreaking. It's I wish I hadn't seen it. Although having seen it, I'm not going to excuse them not doing anything. But I mean, he used like a penknife, like a little teeny tiny foldable knife. You couldn't even see the stab wounds on her, so it looked like just some crazy jerk punching a girl in the chest, except for the blood dripping from his hand, which I'm going to think most of those passengers behind her couldn't see what was going on. And that lady to the left of her probably couldn't see. I don't think them being cowards is a race issue. Oh yeah, let the white girl die. I don't think that's it. I think they're humans, and humans suck. And we're ultimately a bunch of selfish jerks. And it's kind of a funny, this sort of slaps the reality in the face when people are like, oh, so you think Jesus should let all these good people go to hell? What good people? What freaking good people? You know how many times incidents like this happen? Like some person beats up, scares another person on a train, at a bus stop, in the mall, all over the place. How many Daniel Perrys have you heard of out there? How many guys have you heard of would step up and stop something like this from happening? I mean, this one happened so fast, nobody could have stopped this from happening. But how many Daniel Perrys have you heard of? One? This happens every day. This happens every day. Not the stabbing, but some prick attacking some innocent person happens every day, every hour, probably faster than that, probably. And how many Daniel Perrys have you heard of? To be fair, the law doesn't protect those that try to help others. I don't care. That's also cowardice. You think Daniel Perry cared about the law? It was horrific the way that beautiful girl had to die. I know. I'm at work, but just had to check in with you to make sure you're okay. I saw your header and knew there was something wrong because you're usually jolly. Yeah. I can't, man. Humanity freaking. Mike, do you know there was a GoFundMe page for that murdering? Oh my gosh. I work EMS. People ran after him instead of helping her because the wound was deep and small. I don't know what. Honestly, I don't know what could have been done. And I don't know, man. Humans freaking suck. Humans suck. And if you're going to make the argument that Jesus sends people to hell because they're such good people, but they just reject him, no, you suck too. 99% of you wouldn't lift a finger. Even people in your own life who you think would help you, but it might be a little sacrifice. Trust me, they'll more than likely let you down. This is a downer show. I'm just telling you. But you know what? Let me lift you up. There are those people who they'll sacrifice. They'll sacrifice their time, their talent, their treasure, their life's blood for you. And you know what? That's why the word hero exists. And if you have somebody like that in your life, you're blessed. You are blessed. In Britain, the Islamic terrorist who blew up the bus and killed 52 people was just released. Oh, Jesus, come quickly. This planet. GoFundMe ended up removing it. Oh, good. It's ridiculous. I watched this with my team to show them always check the victim. They may look all right even when they are actually hurt very badly. Yeah, I mean, in the video, it's funny. In the video, it's like, it's I don't want to watch it again, but I watched it twice. You can't see the stab wounds, which I don't understand, because then when he walks away, blood drips from his hand. And there's blood on the floor where he's going, and there's blood in the seat when she falls out of it. But it's like over her. I don't understand it. But I can understand why a witness wouldn't have known, why they would have thought he was just punching her. But yeah. The powers that be have dismantled all heroic entertainment because it trained people to want to be heroes. Rosa, that is so correct. That is intrinsically why I want. That's what my vision is for. The culture is downstream from media. And we need to use the media to elevate the idea of heroism again. Maybe, yeah, you're so right. Oh my gosh, you're so right. If you destroy your family for another, that's a tough choice. What? Oh, you mean sacrifice? You mean sacrifice? Well, that is a tough choice, but a hero doesn't think about those things when they see someone in desperate need. Right? Maybe he should not have been let back on the streets so stinking soon. He was a repeat. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, wasn't he arrested like 18 times or something like that? No worries, Mike. I've been triggered over the story. Yeah, Mike is reading from Lamentations today. It's just reality, Amy. And I don't want to like. I was blessed recently. I was in a very, very tough situation. And the people that I thought would help me not only flaked, but made my situation worse. Now, I have a very kind of chill mindset about things. It's like, look, as long as you're above ground, anything else is just a hassle, right? If you can't pay your electricity bill, I mean, that's a big hassle. If you can't pay your mortgage, that's a hassle. If I don't know, name everything. Some hassles are speed bumps, some hassles are the Grand Canyon, but everything is a hassle as long as you're alive and you're not dying, even being sick. Being sick is just a painful hassle. Right? So I know and yes, I am trying to minimize it. I'm trying to minimize everything in the context of you're alive. Anything you're going through is a hassle. But so it's like I didn't get any gray hairs over my situation. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did. But someone who I didn't realize would be a hero stepped up and helped me out of this situation. And wow, that it really hit me. Like, it's like you never know who's going to let you down, and you never know who's going to step up. But it's it's a rare person who steps up. That we're blessed to have wonderful people here in the chat. Amen. Amen. You just realized that Ash from Alien and Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings were played by the same actor? DJ, are you watching the same show as the rest of us? 14 times, according to Twitter. Oh my gosh. What you do is very important, Mike. You and every hero creator is keeping the legacy alive. Training others to be heroes means there will be generations yet to come. And the greatest hero of all is Christ. Greater love has no man than he. Wait. There's no greater love. Oh, now I can't even remember the scripture. Greater love has no man than he who would give up his life for his brother. That's a terrible. That's not accurate. It's a paraphrase, but that's right. I'm sorry for your loss of trust in that person, but wow, how cool to meet a new hero. Yeah. It was a bit of a blow. When especially when you think you can trust a person and trust someone. And this is why I've always taught my kids, it's like you don't ever lie to anyone, first of all. But when you lie, when you are not true to your word, when you're not good for your word, the relationship suffers. You can't have, I want to have a pure and as perfect a relationship with my family and everyone as possible. And I want everyone to be able to trust the things that come out of my mouth, and that I'm not going to deceive them or lead them down the wrong path or anything like that. And so that's something I've impressed on my kids. If you lie, that's the fastest way to destroy a relationship with somebody. Because relationships are built ultimately on trust. And every time you tell someone something that isn't true, you just chop your trust in that person into little smithereens. And now if I can't trust you to do what you say, even in the little things, then I won't trust you with the big things. It's like God. God gives us little things, tests us. We follow through. He gives us bigger things, right? But that's how relationships work. If you can't trust somebody in the little things, you're not going to trust them with big things. And it's astonishing when someone... never mind. Based on court and jail records, Declaros Brown Jr. has been arrested at least 14 times. Brown. I hope he's not related to my son-in-law. I doubt I'm wonderful, but that's nice. I think I would like to think, I have no basis for this, but I would like to think that Christians living by the example of Christ would be more willing to step out of the coward role and be heroes, because we have the example of Christ, who was the greatest hero. And certainly his teachings push us towards being heroic and truthful and good. You're not going to get any of that out of survival of the fittest, right? It always cracks me up. I'm sorry, I'm going to take this into an evolutionary thing. It always cracks me up when atheists try to say that self-sacrifice is an evolutionary trait. Sacrificing yourself for your offspring. I mean, yeah, okay, you can make the math work on that, because I want my genetic line to keep going. Sacrificing yourself for strangers, absolutely 100% the opposite of survival of the fittest. Oh no, you're surviving for the group, the herd. No, that's bullcrap. That's not how it works. That's not how it works in nature. It's only humans, apparently, that we want to sacrifice each other. Usually sacrificing each other from each other, right? You're usually sacrificing your life because someone else in your herd is killing someone else in your herd, which is retarded. It's not... That doesn't work under any survival of the fittest natural selection paradigm. It's absolute garbage, which maybe that's proof of evolution. That's why everyone is a freaking coward, because they don't care. There's no biological imperative in helping a stranger. That's probably the best argument for evolution anyone can make, is that everyone almost no one cares. So it does crack me up when evolutionists try to say that self-sacrifice is an evolutionary trait. You're so full of crap, it's coming out of your ears. His criminal record dates back to at least 2011 and includes various charges such as felony, larceny, robbery, and dangerous weapon, communicating threats, assault, shoplifting, misuse of the 9/11 system. Heroism is found first in the smallest act. Nice. Rosa loves everybody. Are you not on YouTube anymore? Everyone's on YouTube. How are you reading everybody's chat on Twitter? How's that? How are you reading all the Twitter chats? That's weird. Yes, greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. Yes. That's it. And Amy and Melissa got it too. And Dark Admiral. Yeah. And greater love hath no man than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. John 15:18. Is much as it hurts, even Jesus was betrayed. Something I try to remember. We're all, right? Does survival of the fittest mean physically strong to you, Mike? No, and sometimes it's depends on the situation. Sometimes it takes smarts to be fitter. Unlike the world philosophy, whereas everyone has capacity to be good, we as Christians know too well that really we're all messed up and in need of Christ. Amen. We have a Holy Spirit indwelling who can guide us in wisdom and action and kindness. We can only hope for God and his Spirit in us to somehow piece back this broken world to his design. Well, he's got to reboot it. Honestly, this world is so fallen. People, it's a hard reality to face, especially you have friends, you have loved ones, you've got family, you've got, and you in real situations like this one or situations like it, are you gonna be the dude sitting behind her doing nothing? Are you gonna be Daniel Perry? Are you not gonna think for a second about whether you're gonna get hurt or whether you're gonna get arrested? Are you only concerned about the well-being of the people around you and keeping a psycho from hurting anybody? Are you gonna do it? Oh yeah. I am. I have. And I don't say that to gosh, this is what I didn't want to do is get into oh, I'm a hero and you're all cowards. I've seen it. Well, my entire life, but it was just such a stark awakening. And I've told this story before about when I was a kid. I was 18, 19 years old. And maybe that's it. Maybe I was just too dumb to think about it. Except everybody around me was 18, 19 years old too. I was at a Metallica concert. And I was in a mosh pit because, we're just, that's what you did back then. And it was right when Metallica was becoming popular. And so some jocks actually showed up to a freaking metalhead, alternate music concert. And it was huge. It was when they were getting huge. I think it was at Candlestick Park. And we were in this mosh pit. And, if you've ever been to a punk concert or a metal concert or whatever, where there's a mosh pit, the guys it's quote unquote violent. Like people are pushing each other, shoving each other, and just bang, 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 bang. And it's actually a lot of fun. But there was this jock, and he was punching people as they ran by him. And sheesh.
Still alive.
Eventually he had punched so many people that the mosh pit just emptied out. And then like I'm standing on one side of the mosh pit and I'm looking over the other side, and this jock is just he's got some 80-pound metalhead and he's just beating the snot out of him. And I look to my left and my right, and everyone's just watching this happen. It was well over 100 people in this circle, probably 200 people in the circle. And I look around and nobody's doing anything. And so I run, I do a flying sidekick because I was still in Taekwondo. Well, not at that time, I'd been out, but I was almost a black belt in Taekwondo. So maybe that gave me a little more chutzpah than the 200 other people standing there just watching it happen. And after I kicked him, he let go of the kid, and I stepped back and I said, "You and me." And then like 4 or 5 of his friends freaking jumped me from behind, knocked me on the ground, started kicking the crap out of me. And then a real hero, I actually think in my later years, I think this was an angel, because I can't comprehend how this actually happened. But someone came out of the crowd with those 4 or 5 guys kicking the crap out of me, somehow or another grabbed me and ran me all the way through the stadium to the outer wall.
Just bounce on it.
At which point I was like, "Wow, dude, thanks." And then he's like, "Yeah," and he just took off, disappeared, and I never saw him again. I never gave proper thank you for probably saving my life. I don't know, at least saving me from broken bones and crap. So that's why I say maybe I was young, maybe I was stupid, but there was a bunch of young stupid kids around me too, and not a one of them lifted a freaking finger to save that kid who was getting the snot kicked out of him. And so when I say I did it, and I would like to think I still would, but I know I have. So there's something in me that just can't stand to see that kind of crap. And maybe it is, you know what? Maybe it is because I was martial arts trained, and I just, that's, you think you have the ability to take on people that are, a foot taller than you. I'm not a big guy. But that is what it is. Look at birds that fake injured and make noise to distract predators near their nest. Okay, we already covered the sacrificing for their children part. Corpse Grinder, we're talking about sacrificing for total strangers. And again, usually total strangers who are being hurt or killed by other humans. So it's all the same tribe. It's all the same species. And we're killing each other a lot more than we're trying to save each other, aren't we? You're reading the chats out, Mike. Oh, okay. There you go. I'm reading it on your screen. Oh. Sorry. I'm a dummy. God set free the hero in us. This indwelling Christ is the spirit of heroism. Mike, this is our story. We were placed here in this time, in this place, for the amazing story God has created for us all. We are the heroes in his story. I hope so. Angel at a mosh pit. That's what I'm telling you. He disappeared. He didn't disappear. I mean, it's like he was there. He didn't stick around. He just back into the crowd. I don't know. Mike is Mr. Miyagi. Well, it'd be funny if I was telling this story sometime and like that kid who was getting beat up, like appeared and like that was me. That'd be amazing. Your partner was a total stranger once. Oh, really, Corpse Grinder? So, yeah, I'm trying to protect the 8 billion human beings in case I find a partner someday who's my total. This is, again, you have a much better evolutionary argument in the fact that most people are freaking cowards who wouldn't lift a finger to help a stranger. You should stick with that one, Corpse Grinder. It's a way better argument than trying to claim self-sacrifice as an evolutionary trait.
I can't go up there. I don't have a double jump.
Preparation may play a part in living an exceptional life. I have witnessed a couple get assaulted by a group of people who attacked them that came from a truck that pulled up on them. They stole the couple's bike, but as soon as I charged them, they stole a couple's bike, but as soon as I charged them, I am no hero. Okay, something by a group of from a truck that pulled up on them. They stole a couple's bike, but as soon as I charged them, I am no hero. As soon as you charge them, what?
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, you are, dude. If you'll step up to help a stranger, you are a hero. You're the one in the 99. You're the one of the 100. It's probably worse than that. It's probably like 1 in 1,000, honestly. It's like remember that scene in Ants where the Kevin Spacey, the grasshoppers, like he's like, don't you realize the ants outnumber us 100 to 1? If they wanted to, they could rise up and take us all, but they don't. You know why? They're all cowards. Everyone's a coward. Bunch of sniveling cowardice. I was house hunting with my wife, and sadly, I wasn't carrying at the time to prevent any harm to the couple. You are. Because you're either the hero or you're the coward. Gosh, I hate the phrase like that. It's something that's stuck with me my entire adult life since that freaking Metallica concert. It's like most people won't do anything to help anyone. If it's the least tiniest bit self-sacrificial, most people won't do a freaking thing to help a stranger. Now, Mike, I think maybe the spirit was moving in you. I was a agnostic, bro. That was a long time before I was a Christian. Saved a kid at Ozfest from getting trampled. Broke my foot in 3 places, multiple fractures. No training on my part.
All right.
I'm glad to know there are heroes among us. And I hope that all of you have whatever it is in you that you would not stand to see that injustice and that injustice. To see that going on in front of you and stay quiet, stay still, cower. I would hope that for each of us. I just have a very realistic perspective on the human race. As I charged them, they fled, but the cops got them. Good. Justin's a hero. What is a cop or an army? People fighting for strangers. Corpse Gunner, are you trying? Do you contemplate that I'm trying to say that no one steps up? Or are you just looking for a reason to argue? Obviously, there are people that stepped up. I don't say every single human being is a piece of crap or every single human being is a coward. I'm just saying the vast majority are. Yeah. How many people? Okay. I don't know. And there goes our way of life. On the other side of helping someone being beat up, I have a friend, Bobby, who owned a bar. A guy was beating on his woman. Bobby stepped in, got the guy off, and then the girl jumped. Oh no, how does this end? How does this story end, Tina? I prefer to be the anti-hero. I don't have it in me. It's out of me. Called the Glock 42. Ooh. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying. I've said what I'm saying. Most people are cowards. The vast majority of human beings are cowards. Whether that is innate or whether, like Rosa was saying, it's like we don't promote heroism anymore. We don't give. It's the funniest thing because don't all little boys have hero fantasies? Didn't you guys have hero fantasies when you were kids? Like, oh man, I remember having this hero fantasy when I was in elementary school of like a gunman coming into our elementary school and me fighting him off and dying. It's like I was writing a story in my head, and getting shot in the act of fighting him. So like sacrifice. I had this weird self-sacrificial hero story in my head when I was in elementary school. Am I abnormal? Was that weird? Or I thought hero fantasies were like part of the male growing up experience. No? Yes? Anyone? Am I weird? maybe that's I was just trying to live out my fantasy at the Metallica concert. I don't know. But yeah. Zeta says, cut our military's pay and see how many stay. Most of them aren't fighting for people, but money. That's probably sadly true. So nothing's new to see here for Corpse Grinder. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. Justin says, Ruger SRC is where it is, King Baba. Mike, do you have live chat selected so the comments came out in order? I finished the story. Show comments on stage. Comments take the stage. Live comments from viewers will appear on screen during your live stream. Keep that conversation going and make your audience part of the experience. Right. Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, I didn't see I don't know, Tina. What is this? Let me see. No, I don't know. Not if we fight back. I'm not sure what that was in regard to. Oh, yeah, I'd say I still have hero fantasies in that case. Oh, really? Maybe I put my hero fantasies into my books when I'm writing. That's Mike was in intense second grade. It was more like maybe fifth grade. Sort of what would I do in that situation to resolve the problem? Buddy Rabbit says, we're also disincentivized toward altruism by nature of everything from our employment to our social media culture. See, and again, that's why my vision is to make media that affects the culture for the positive. And yeah, if you guys all want to just pray for that vision for me to coalesce. I always get confirmations that I'm supposed to still be doing that. This show's kind of a confirmation. And what you guys are saying. But
yeah, keep them right there.
Yeah.
Keep them right there.
There was a time when hero fantasies were encouraged. And they should be.
He like jumps on me.
Tina says, I used to have a reoccurring hero dream. I'd be in some crazy combat like war. We were fighting with bow and arrows. I was kicking butt in my dream. Buddy says, I've seen so many videos of people faking car troubles. Oh, by the way, for those of you who remember my car broke down, it was just my serpentine belt needed to be replaced. So it didn't cost me an alternator and a leg. Thankfully. Dark Admiral says, I don't see myself as a hero or in any scenario I've been involved in. I just want to do what's right. That's, my gosh, dude, what are you reading? You reading this? Let me read you the last page. Someone needs me. I have to go. But I need you. My name is Lone Star. I'm not a hero. I'm just doing what has to be done, even when it hurts. That's the media I'm talking about. A hero doesn't think he's a hero. A hero just thinks he's doing what's right, when everyone around him won't lift a finger to do what's right.
Oh, he's here.
I was raised that way, and my father, a World War II veteran, believed it. It must be taught as a virtue. Amen.
I hate a freaking slime now.
Yeah, I don't see the ending of the story either. Weird. Yeah,
I
Tina.
hate the slime.
Yeah, Tina. Nobody's seeing it. Then the girl jumped on Bobby's back and started punching him in the head over and over again. My friend said, next time I'm just calling the cops, dumb woman. He was trying to help her. Well, he did help her. She's just too dumb to realize it. People also are very dumb. This is a bash the human race episode of Cross-Examinations, but it's true. I think it's normal to want to help people, though I don't think I might ever find myself at a mosh pit. Amy, it is so sweet that you think it's normal to want to help people. It's adorable that you think it's normal in the human condition to want to help people. This entire race of selfish, self-serving, cowardly idiots. And you think it's normal to want to help people. It's lovely. You have a much rosier outlook. Either that or you haven't dealt with enough people in your life. Deal with enough people in your life and you'll become a pessimist. I've been praying for you from the very beginning, from the first time I went. Oh, thank you, Watcher of the Damned. Very sweet.
Down the pig. Gives me gold.
Yeah, there are people that will fake car trouble or something and jump you. Yeah, that's what scares the heck out of my son being a highway patrolman. My son-in-law. Did I say my son? He's my son. Because I've seen those videos of like cops and stuff just walking up to cars and getting shot, and it's like no warning, no nothing, just it's like, geez Louise, you are walking into that scenario every day. Like, how many times a day? I just hope to God it's never him that ends up like that. I got chewed up a couple times by putting myself between a friend and a dog before. In all fairness, the first time I was protecting a girl I had a crush on, I was like 7 or so. Nice.
This platform is just hanging out.
I bought a couple copies of Lone Star, Mike. It had changed my life. No, but I just want that message out there. It's like, you know, I don't sit here and call myself a hero. It's just there's so few people who will do what's right without thinking about
I'm gonna go get fledged.
Without thinking about it. You know, without thinking, oh my gosh, I might get hurt. Oh my gosh, I might get sued. Oh my gosh, I might get arrested. In a situation like that, it's just, no, you just have to do what's right. And no one around you is doing what's right because they're all cowards. And I'm really using hero in the term of you're a hero or you're a coward. In reality, everyone should be a hero. Okay, wait, no, there's a third. You're a hero, you're a coward, or you're the villain. Better to be the coward than the villain, I'll say that. I just saw one yesterday where a person pulls in front of another car, stops, and then backs up into the car behind and hits them. Yeah, but they got it on video. I've seen that video. Very true, Mike. You're so right about that. Dumb people. The sad reality is that half the people are below the average intelligence. I was half expecting, where are you, buddy? Today I believe in total depravity. Yeah, well, it's not total. It's a lot. It's a lot. Ask them to stop. I think they would be so mesmerized by her sweet voice. They probably would. If Amy did. Yeah, true. Love it when the victim has a dash cam and records dash cam. Oh, totally. Mosh pits used to be fun, but kids these days just swing their fists and do spin kicks. It's lost its brotherhood. Dang, really? I haven't been in a mosh pit since I was in my 20s, so yeah. It's and that was a long time ago, kids. I haven't been 20 for 34 years. Disingenuous scenarios when criminals get clever and then good people become more wary of helping. Disingenuous scenarios are when criminals get clever and then good people become more wary of helping. I don't know. I know this world is evil, but it's not even trying to hide it anymore. I know these just it's I mean, look, here's the sad thing, is there's nothing new under the sun. This kind of crap has always happened, right? Is it getting worse, or are we just getting more aware of it? And why is it always black people? I hate that. I don't know, okay, it's not always black people. Yeah. But like most of the videos you see, and my son-in-law is black. He's a good black police officer. So it's not like I'm trying to, and then I started this by saying I wish people weren't focusing on that it's black people not wanting to help a white girl. Yes, the villain in this is a black guy. But I just think it's the general cowardice of the human race, not the skin color. But again, a generation here is being raised, actually more than a generation is being raised to think of white people as villainous oppressors if they have nothing to do with your oppression. And you're not actually freaking oppressed. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. This victim mentality and this, what else can they do? What else can they do? They're so oppressed. They have to attack innocent white kids. Oh, yeah, I'm going to zoom down here to the bottom. Too much to get into in chat, but Thomas Sowell has a good explanation of why it's mostly black people. I know, and it goes way back to welfare. It goes back to FDR. It's a long, grueling process, and now that now you're getting more black people into colleges where they can get good and properly indoctrinated by the cultural Marxists that have taken over the education system. I know. Or are there more people increasing the probability of these things to happen?
What?
Yeah, but then you're going back to percentiles, right? It's like, technically speaking, you're way less likely to be kidnapped today, probabilistically, than you were in the 80s. But And maybe that has something to do with the fact that no kids don't go outside anymore. But nobody was afraid of getting kidnapped in the 80s. It was just occasionally you had a movie about somebody being kidnapped. But then it was like every time you get Amber Alerts. I have my phone, my emails every day. I get like missing child alert, blah blah, all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, kids are getting kidnapped. It's like way less likely today than it was in the 80s when nobody cared about it, and it all is all media awareness and it just being bombarded by this kind of stuff. And it's probably kind of a catch-22, because they're doing all that media awareness in order to try to save the kids, right? Like the Amber Alert system and all that stuff. It's all to try to save the kids, but at the same time, it's making all the parents paranoid that the kids are going to get kidnapped. It's like, what do we do? Well, you can say that, Mike. You're a minority. Doing what is right rather than being a hero keeps you humble, I suppose. That may be how you can be brave and not become prideful. Pride can do dark things even to good hearts. Amen. I hear it's better to be really tall if you got to be in a mosh pit. Yeah. I mean, you have an advantage. You're either the good, the bad, or the ugly. Good, the bad, and the ugly. I love when the Jews play the Mexicans. That's like my phone too. Somebody's always disappearing or missing in Florida, right? It's not more people. High trust societies with high social cohesion don't have issues like this nearly to the same degree. You mean like Japan? Oh, yeah. Crime in Japan, they leave it to the criminals, like the professional criminals who tattoo themselves so you know who they are. Otherwise, nobody steals, nobody... Well, they probably drink and drive, but they don't have to because they have public transportation. Yeah. There's no fights in the middle of the street. The only real rowdy people in Japan are the immigrants. It's like oh, there you go. Japan crime is going up now that they're starting the mass migration crime. Right. They're importing their crime because they just didn't have enough of it. The Yakuza were not doing their job well enough. We need to bring back the mafia to the States. They took care of this mess. The mafia, you know what? The mafia ran Vegas, right? And it was the crime was very, very controlled. And it was not the kind of crime where people... It's like the car... You know what? Oh my gosh, I just thought about that. So when Vegas was run by the mob, they wanted to keep it very tourist friendly. So they kept like violent crime to like 0, right? They had a no, don't mess with the tourists policy. And it's super funny that Mexico, now that it's run by the cartels, which is the mafia in Mexico, have the same policy. If you go to a tourist city in Mexico, the cartels ensure you are safe as a tourist because they want the tourist money. They don't sound like this, but it's the exact same thing. They keep the prostitution going. They keep the gambling going. They keep the proper crime going, but they keep the tourists safe. That's what the mafia did in Vegas back when they controlled it. Well, back when they more obviously controlled it. It works. So what happened in there was a American tourist who got killed in one of those tourist cities, killed or kidnapped, I can't remember. But as soon as it happened, it made the press, and so people stopped going to that city. The tourist dollars started drying up, which is forget the drug business. The tourist dollars are the biggest income in Mexico, right? And since the cartels run that joint, they took the guy who had killed or kidnapped. I can't remember which one. My nephew told me the story because he lived in Mexico for like 10 years, down in a tourist town. And the cartels made an example of the guy so that everyone else in the cartels understood. You don't mess. You don't poop where you eat. It's a very, very simple thing. You want to bring in tourist dollars, so you want to protect your tourists.
Yeah.
So oddly, it's a system that works out well there. Now, yes, they will behead their citizens. And like my brother-in-law still lives down there in one of the tourist towns. My nephew moved back to the States, but my brother-in-law still lives down there. And my nephew's like, he won't leave the town. He won't drive a mile outside of town. He's like, he knows the town is protected by the mob, oddly enough, the cartels. The town is protected by the cartels. And so he will not go outside of town. Licensed racketeering doesn't seem like a viable solution. I'm not saying it's a solution. I'm just saying it protects the certain class of people. No fights in the streets in Japan, but I thought everyone was kung fu fighting. That's China. In Japan, it's karate or jujitsu.
Right.
Or kempo or kendo or aikido. The mafia is not nearly as bad as the cartels these days. Tina says, I watched something on that. I don't know what you're talking about. And I actually had drinks with John Gotti one time visiting my old roommate up in New Jersey. I didn't know who he was, and I didn't believe my old roommate. That's funny. My uncle was, I guess, fairly high up in the Yakuza. And when my mom went over to Japan and she was hanging out, because she was, well, technically my uncle by marriage. So she was visiting her sister. Her sister was married to the mob. Actually, do you guys remember Shota? Remember when my cousin was visiting here from Japan? That was his. Was it his dad or his grandfather? I think it was his grandfather, but he passed away. No, I think it was his dad. But yeah, anyways, my mom, when she went over there to visit, she was having dinner with Uncle Yakuza. I'm not going to say his name. And yeah, it's funny. Like, people would come in and just like bow to him and growl, and he'd be like, I don't speak Japanese, but it sounded just like that. I don't know why I brought that up. Just because you said you had John Gotti. I got some mafia connections in my family too. You know what I'm saying? I want to see this world brought under Christ's domain. He can make a world in truth and light, not controlled in darkness. Well, that'll happen. That's the reboot.
All right, I get the wings now.
I wonder if mainstream media induced feelings of powerlessness, increased godlessness, and compromised sense of community might be exasperating the population's proclivity towards cowardice. That's some deep thoughts, Missy. That is some deep thoughts. It's entirely possible. I think I'm going to have to cogitate on that.
even Disney.
But it really just adds to the motivation of wanting to make media to change the culture, right? Media
Just go try the box.
or culture is downstream from media. Wow, it's 1 o'clock already. I mean, it's 1 hour already. It's been an hour. I don't feel terribly any better about the human condition. Humans do still suck, but some of us are pretty cool. But yeah, it does actually encourage me. I am actually encouraged now more by what you guys are saying. Missy and oh my gosh, Rose. That it is. I think maybe media. It is more encouraging to me to make the kind of media that I want to encourage people to the true, the good, and the beautiful, as Charlie would say, right? The good, the beautiful, and the true. Is that what I can't remember. But yeah, to just, I mean, again, I'm going to read it again because ultimately it is the most basic message. This is the kind of messaging I want.
Like stupid summon.
Where it's, look, every story has a theme, right? And your aspirational characters should be like Lone Star. My name is Lone Star. I'm not a hero. I'm just doing what has to be done, even when it hurts. That's the kind of message that this is a commercial for Blacklist and the future of my media empire. That's what I want. And that's what I want you guys to pray for me for, is that I can be a part of something that gets that fundamental worldview out there, that we should all strive for the good, the true, and the beautiful. And stop elevating garbage to make our people more garbage. Right? The culture is downstream from the media. If the media is producing garbage, the culture becomes garbage. So that's what my war is against. This, we are in a culture war. We're in a culture war. It's a war for your mind. Blah, 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 blah. But it can't just be the arguing and the bickering and the debating. That's great. But what people consume and are motivated by is story. That's why I got into this whole culture war thing. It's not just to come on here and talk on YouTube. It's because I want to make story that, I mean, that's what Christ did. He told his parables, right? We're making the freaking frogs gay, right? I mean, that has its place. But I think the most powerful thing you can do to change culture is create media that the culture absorbs. Become the zeitgeist. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you all for being here. Again, keep praying for me. Pray for each other. Do what's right, even if it hurts. God bless you.
No.